I'm telling you what happens in a post-apocalyptic world. It's not nothing against black people. It's about what we're actually equipped to do.
We good. That's why I love my peeps, man.
They got your text. They
You
got
want? Can I make a distinction? Because
I
Beans
have my
made.
finger.
Nah,
I have
let's
my
do
finger.
this. Let's do
I'll get
this. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Trigger Mike, what is it?
7.
It's 5. So Trigger Mike, you got 1 minute.
All right, so I want to make a distinction. Beans made one. He said it's the two non-American, whatever niggas. I'm American. I was born here. The fuck. But the two military guys are telling you that we not gonna survive. The people who are more, you seen my Instagram niggas. I'm living. Y'all dying. I'm living. I'm gonna live. I'm telling you what happens in a post-apocalyptic world. It's not nothing against black people. It's about what we're actually equipped to do and carry out, especially socially. I'm telling you that there will be so much law, not even lawlessness, because of the people out of fear of how they gonna eat in the next meal. Instead of banding together, they're going to steal. I'm not coming from a place of black people can't get this shit together. These are the things that, do you see the way they're running out of stores with merchandise for no fucking reason? Right now, that shit you see on news every day. The default setting for people who come from poverty at this level is not help each other, it's take from each other. And I'm blowing everybody's.
So my question is, do you think more black people is at the lowest level? Is more black people, the 16, 17% of black people, is you saying 14%, 13%, 10% is at the bottom? Is that what you're saying? And that's what's gonna, because if you're saying that, I agree. At the bottom is gonna be straight survival mode. It'll be straight survival mode. But that's for anybody. That's for anybody. That's for anybody. Now, some groups might gravitate faster, but come on, we see how you see people coming across the border and their stories and what happened at the lowest level over there. So it could be anybody.
Fucking head off to step on my goddamn
Ali.
And guys like you got all that money security, but we catch you outside, man. We put you in your back, nigga.
1 minute.
Shout out to
After all white people are wiped out, everything women and children depend on, the utilities, electricity, everything women and children depend on. After all white people are wiped out, everything women and children depend on, the utilities, electricity, the landscaping, the food, who's running all the power plants, everything, they're gonna have to go immediately to men. In law, like he said, law enforcement, doctors, everything. Well, doctors are so different thing, but they have to go to men for protection immediately first. They're gonna go to men.
Wait.
Men will be in power as soon as white men go to thing. The women and
no, this is my thing about this guy, man. I'm gonna let the show play. I'm gonna let the show play, but this guy Ali, man.
After all white people are wiped out.
You heard what he said, right? After all white people is wiped out.
Everything women and children depend on, the utilities, electricity, the landscaping, the food, who's running all the power plants, everything, they're gonna have to go immediately to men. In law, like he said, law enforcement.
So after all the white people is wiped out, all the women gonna have to go to men? The fuck are you talking about? Yo, we gonna listen to that one more time.
It's take from each other.
Ali,
say that one more time.
1 minute.
After all white people are wiped out, everything women and children depend on, the utilities, electricity.
So first, Ali saying after all white people are wiped out, men and women, the rest of the people, the woman is going to depend on the men. So white women won't or didn't depend on white men. You, like you you saying white people had a structure of equal or balance or something? Like I'm not getting what you're saying.
The landscaping, the food, who's running all the power plants, everything. They're gonna have to go immediately to men.
But that's as women in general. Why you started off with white people?
Law, like he said, law enforcement, doctors, everything. Well, doctors are so different thing, but they have to go to men for protection immediately first. They're gonna go to men. Men will be empowered as soon as white men are gone. We'll be right empowered immediately.
Yo, why are you throwing white in your sentence, brother? Yo, his sentence is white. If white people get wiped out, the woman done go to men. What are you talking about? You didn't even use no other race, no other culture. Yo, what is good? Yo, if everybody in the culture, if everybody besides white people get wiped out, what you think gonna happen? The men gonna cater to the white woman, or the white woman gonna cater to the white man? What are you talking about?
Still got 30 seconds. You good?
Nah, I'm good, man.
Now you need to use that. You need to use that to finish explaining.
That's easy work.
Beans, what is your biggest plight with Mr. Fantastic's argument?
It's anti-black. I just think niggas have this low level opinion of black people. And to me, I think that shit is fucked up. And I'm not gonna lie.
Before I start going in on y'all asses, pause. Shout out to the whole panel. No feelings, no hate, no animosity. Shout out to the whole panel. Salute Hank, Beans, Trigger Mike, Ali, Mr. Fantastic.
It used to really bother me, right? But then I've heard Fantastic talk, and I know how much he respects his melanin, and he don't have. I'm only making the distinguishment to point out, or the distinction rather, to point out that me and Ali, who would be considered ADOS black or whatever, outside of not being Haitian, Jamaican, African, and other stuff, right? We have the faith that we would be able to get it together, because I'm looking at it and I'm saying, yeah, we might have to get rid of 4 million people. Okay. Right. But the other 38 will make it work. We already have a bunch of people in place that have an understanding of how the infrastructure works. We will survive.
Okay, is y'all talking about black people? Okay, my bad. I did not read the title. Will black people make it without white? Okay. Okay. I understand I understand now. Ali's still wrong. Still wrong. Because women don't go to men regardless, no matter the race, color, anything. The race, culture. Or unless the culture is with the woman is lead queen, and that was back then in Africa. Where you had tribes and you could say yeah, tribes. Some tribes was woman based, woman driven. The head person was woman. You had woman warriors and things like that. Who you think they was protecting bitch ass niggas and kids. But we not talking about that back then. Yes, every woman is gonna go under a man. White, black, yellow.
Okay.
I'm with my brother.
Sorry.
Let's go back
It's a fantastic. That was
a
the
little
wrong.
bit.
It's a fantastic argument.
Let's replay that.
It's anti-black.
Okay.
I just think niggas have this low level opinion of black people. And to me, I think that shit is fucked up. And I'm not gonna lie, it used to really bother me, right? But then I've heard fantastic talk, and I know how much he respects his melanin. And he don't have. I'm only making the distinguishment to point out, or the distinction rather, to point out that me and Ali, who would be considered ADOS black or whatever, outside of not being Haitian, Jamaican, African, and other stuff, right? We have the faith that we would be able to get it together, because I'm looking at it and I'm saying, yeah, we might have to get rid of 4 million people. Okay. Right. But the other 38 will make it work. We already have a bunch of people in place that have an understanding of how the infrastructure works. We will survive.
Okay.
I'm with my brother.
Sorry.
Nothing wrong with being said. Yeah, Beans, you kind of right. We'll fall in line, just like the white counterparts. You see the white trash, and you see the white elites. It's gonna be like the same thing. It's gonna be the same thing.
It's a fantastic. That was the wrong button. Mr. Fantastic.
First
You
off,
want to
nigga,
rebuttal?
I am 100% motherfucking African American, bro.
Wow.
We gonna crank this shit up.
We know you African.
My mom and my motherfucking daddy from here, motherfuckers. Don't let the good hair fool you, nigga. Y'all think it's a nigga dark skin, he got no good hair, but it is what it is. Listen, man, I'm just like what Trigger Mike's coming from, bro. I'm looking at this from a military standpoint, dog. Everything in the world that a lot of people don't understand has a lot of military structure, top to bottom, all these different things. And I'm speaking from knowing what black people are. My whole life, I've been black. My whole life, I've been around black people. I understand that black people have an issue with law, order, discipline, ranking structure, taking orders, black male leadership, all these different things.
I gotta stop you right there. Not because I fully disagree, only because let's just put a little more context in it. At the lower class, kind of middle class, they get out of hand a little bit because they feel some type of power. They got some knowledge, got some money, so they be compatible with the laws and things like that. When you lower class, you don't have enough knowledge. You lack knowledge. And like you said, we have no fathers, no structure, no discipline. So we kind of be compatible with law, cops, structure. So I agree. But then talk about the elites, the people that got older, the mature people, the mature blacks and everything like that. Once you get to them, they doing everything under the book. They understand law. They understand structure. They understand discipline. So, yeah, it's half. So I just wanted to give context.
So when you pull everybody out of the motherfucking everybody else out of the thing, you just leave us, bro. It's not gonna fix itself. You're going to have a lot of stuff that happens, and it's gonna be foreign concepts that niggas gonna be hard to accept. Ali, you brought I brought up the the welfare and stuff always by itself, man. These women are used to the government being over control of it, dog. You're not just gonna be able to supplement that yourself, and then they automatically depend on you to take care of everything.
Okay. I understand. I definitely understand. it be kind of hard sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. It be kind of hard when I don't know Mr. Fantastic, but when you talk like that about blacks, right? I'm wondering, and I want to know, how did you get yourself to where you at? Do you consider yourself part of the problem or not a part of the problem when you say blacks? You've been black your whole life. You've been around blacks your whole life. Do you understand the growth? Or you still a part of the problem, brother? And then now you saying black people can't fix ourselves. Yo, you don't know history? You don't know history? You don't know how we was segregation? How it was segregation? We done this, brother. Now, you might be talking about today's era. I can understand that. You watching the news, you on YouTube. Take a look at your circle. That's what I want you to do. I want you to take a look at your circle. Your family. This panel right here. You can look at the panel right here. A lot of these black people is not the problem, and a lot of black people, we can fix any problem on our own. I seen a video. Shout out DJ Hemp. He did not drop it yet, but I seen a video where it says classism versus colorism, and I can't say it no better. It's classism when it's under the race. So let me give you an example. If we as blacks are only the blacks in the world, it's going to come to class. We don't have to have class. And that's where somebody was saying kill off the 40 million. I think Beans was saying kill off 40 million and 38 will be fine. Yes, because you understand the classism in every culture, in every race. It's classism. So, yeah. I had to land my plane.
Ali, he addressed your points directly.
It's a small amount of black men and women on government assistance. That's one. Two, what percent of black people are lawless?
Wait. We had to. Damn, I can't even find it. Let me see something. What percentage of blacks? Yeah, we'll have to get some context though. Okay. So he is right. There's only 20%. No, it's okay. Whites about 37%. African American is 26%. Hispanic is 16%. And we don't keep this Hispanic thing in here because Ali is Hispanic. I don't know why he's talking all this pro-black stuff. But let's go.
You want me to answer?
Answer your own question, Ali. Answer your own question.
No, I'll say less than, because of what we do, crime rate, amount of crimes being committed, less than 1%. Less than 1% of black people are lawless.
Okay. Yeah, there was 8,000. This is a little bit above what the actual number is, but
I agree with Ali. See, this is why I salute to Ali, but Ali, man, he come with them strong arguments.
8,000 black people committed violent crime in 2019 FBI stats.
Yep. Less than 1% crimes committed. Very low, lawless.
Okay. Let me do this. You good, Ali?
Oh, I'm good.
Trigger Mike.
So I actually agree with Ali, but we're talking about lawlessness in an established order under rule of law and threat of jail. I'm talking about scarcity. I'm talking about resources not being produced the way they used to. I'm talking about them not being trucked into the stores or people to even man the stores and check people out. All right. This is not something about black people and their criminality. This is about human nature. Something that I feel like as an African, I probably know better than all of you. These situations get created, and I don't know why we always use in Africa. Look at most of Asia. Look at Vietnam, Yemen. Look at these places where there's extreme starvation, drought, famine. People will eat each other when the chips are down, bro. Damn, like y'all are talking about a utopia that I wish was true and could exist. But if we ever go to a place where there is that much scarcity and fear of what might happen, people will revert to their nature and start doing terrible shit. Never ceases.
Chicken Mike does have a point. And that's what I was trying to get when he said the white people. Bro, when you at that lowest level with not a lot of knowledge, you don't do what Trigger Mike was saying. You The Walking Dead, the all these funny movies where you only in survival mode. Now, after a few people been eaten and killed and brutal, and it's gonna come civilization. That's how it's gonna happen.
Beans, it's your turn to rebuttal unless you want to relinquish the floor to Ali because he's like chopping at the bit.
Please let me go real fast, Beans.
Or split the time. You got 1 minute.
Split the time. Now go. You got it.
Is .gov a reputable source?
Yes,
It is. Okay. In 2022, the majority of white children and Hispanic children lived in two-parent homes, 75.6% and 67.5% respectively, compared with 4 in 10, 43% of black children. Right? These numbers, although they might not be as high as everybody else, they be higher than what people be wanting to say. For whatever reason, we just love to keep pushing these tropes around. I'm gonna get the other one too. I'm about to pull that up too. Go ahead.
30 seconds, Ali.
Yes. There's 41.6 million black people there in America. There's 231.9 million white people. Soon as they're gone, we get their resources, we get the power, we get the technology. I'm sure there's black people in all certain positions. We're not going to be under resourced. The reason why people commit crimes typically are when they're under resourced. So once we get all those resources, the land, the technology, the weapons, weaponry, nukes. What you mean we gonna be anarchy? We gonna have
I agree. I agree with Ali.
Stop hating.
What is the argument?
I agree. No any pushback before Trigger might go. It's gonna be like wait. Why would you saying whites? It's still gonna be Chinese people here. Asians or what? It's still gonna be Asian people here. Okay. If only blacks was here, right? And it's like this. I'm saying is Hispanics. Like y'all was giving wild numbers. Okay, let me get back on top. If it was only blacks in America, with all the resources and stuff still, the only problem, the only pushback, it will be who's gonna control the motherfucker. Now, if the elites just slide through quietly, control, and then it trickles down to the bottom, everything will be just like it is, probably even a little more better. Because it's all black. You see yourself when you go in places and you know whose controller is black. So you won't have the idea of, oh, this white person trying to take advantage of me, or they slaving. No. You'll look at it like one of your kind. So this the salvation stuff I get, and like I said, I get what Trigger Mike is talking about at the lower level.
Is that so? Let me ask a question based on what Ali said. What Ali said specifically. Are you guys speculating that it's simply unrealistic and the fallout won't be as seamless?
Yeah, that is exactly what we're saying. You're talking about removing 60% of people from you know what I'm saying, the majority of people from a country, bro. That's not going to be an easy feat for you to fill those jobs, to fill those important things and whatnot, man. It's just going to be a major thing. And then again, the most important of all of this, thrive was the word. Thrive. It's going to take decades for black people to thrive, because even Beans has admitted it, that hey, certain people gonna have to be removed. Dr. Umar, right? For good. A lot of these niggas have to be get the hell up out of here. A substantial amount of them. Even though percentage wise, 4 million people is not a lot. 4 million people is a lot of people, dog. Go ahead, Trigger Mike.
Before Trigger Mike get in, let me step aside real quick. What do you mean get rid of Dr. Umar? Dr. Umar has a construct, some type of strategy that he put together for this school where the black people want it. The black people, it's like entrepreneur. The black people got to go scrap with their bootstraps, strap their bootstraps up, and go get it out the mud. He's looking at it like, if I got the knowledge, I got the structure, I got the platform, I think that's a great concept, great structure, but where's the school? So I get what you're talking about. Get rid of Dr. Umar, but Dr. Umar is a great person to have in the black community. Also, you talking about thriving and stuff like that, and some of the jobs that's going to be missing. The jobs is missing because black people don't want to do them. And then we wouldn't need a lot of jobs because it's not a lot of people. Now, it's not a lot of people now.
Yeah, and then I completely forgot. Beans actually conceded to our point, because we're not even talking about two different things. We're talking about two different time periods. One of the things that we do when we talk is we talk in very grandiose, utopian type of stuff. Like, yeah, if we do it, this will happen. You agreed that 4 million people going to have to die before this shit actually happens. One of the things that we tend to do when we talk is that we skip the suffering part of everything. We skip the suffering. There's going to be massive famine. Wow. Yeah. Great. What usually tends to happen.
Yo, exact. I agree with Trigger Mike. Two different time periods. Not in this, like I said, the Walking Dead era where it's not a lot of resources. And bringing to this day and age, the era we have, we got a lot of resources. And then you talk about the suffering. Like I said, that's why I gave one pushback. Is if it's gonna be who's gonna control what and who's gonna do what. That's the only thing. But like I said, if the whites could only a handful of whites could sneaky come over and control something or create banks and do all that, all the elites of the blacks gonna do the same thing. They got too much. They already have too much knowledge, resources, and they've seen so much that they'll just take over and run it how they'll run it in their way, and then we'll follow from the structure up.
That was the minute, Mike. I gave
man.
y'all like extra 10
That wasn't
seconds.
my minute. That was a part of somebody else.
Yeah, he
That was
made
a 10 minute.
Split in half. Split the difference.
That was the
That's
other
why.
minute.
Okay. Now question: are you guys? Is this a word? Naively?
Naivety. Or naive.
No.
Naive is a word.
Nah, it's not a word.
Oh, what's the word I'm looking for?
Naive.
Are you guys? Oh, this is a better word I think I got. Are you guys being a bit delusional about the implementation of losing 60% of the population in a country that uses 100% of the population to some level?
No,
Yeah.
Why?
you do realize that almost 40% of the population don't work. So just keep that in mind, right? What we're talking about, this is why I use the example of Luxembourg, because I'm saying if you take this small area where it's like 700,000 people and they just so happen to be the richest people in the country as far as GDP, PPP, whatever all that dumb shit be meaning, right? They doing something right. Why can't we do it? Why can't we, especially when we will be the power structure at that point, get rid of the motherfuckers who don't want to cooperate? You're done. See you later. And then everybody else from their little pockets can make it work.
It's not they done. It's not they done. They actually done, but they don't be at the bottom level. In the trailer park, in the projects. We gonna keep the projects. We ain't doing that trailer park. Motherfuckers don't learn to stick together. They don't be in the projects.
Okay, I got one more question for the team.
Hey, I got a question, Ham. Is the tissue in DC made in DC, or do they have to be driven in from California?
Yeah, trucks.
Really? So there's no tissue maker local? All our tissues come from somewhere? Like, that sounds crazy to me. We need to probably fix that right now. We need to do something about that shit right now.
Ali, are the people in Luxembourg dealing with all the issues that we would have to deal with and combat, i.e. crime and things of that nature? So is Luxembourg a fair comparison to what we would have to do to be thriving?
I'm not too aware with what pocket.
I'm not too aware either, but I see what he's saying. I see what Beans was saying. But like I said, on a bigger level, like the small whites, they went to Jekyll Island, created the bank structure. It's a lot. Mars family did the Milky Ways and all that candy structure, and they did the structure of 15-minute, 20-minute, 5-minute time span on a video. Like, you know what they do on YouTube. If you watch the first 5 minutes, the first 5 seconds, you gotta be phenomenal because somebody gotta watch that first 5 seconds. It's just like that. They trying to catch the attention span. So a lot of so I get what being saying, and that is what I'm trying to say. It's gonna be like that. And then the whites that's at the bottom, poor whites, they not with Mars family and all the banks. No, they get denied too. They get brushed off, wiped off. They get treated the same way they at the bottom.
Podcast talking about, I have to do a little bit more research on it, but
okay.
So I can't really answer that, and I don't want to elaborate on something else if that's all you want me to answer. I don't want to take away from your time.
Well, you still got your minute. I was wondering about that. You still got 40 seconds if you want to elaborate.
I just think we're being. I just think it's extremely. I respect my brothers, but I think they're being extremely disingenuous. We always make advancements. Life always goes on. We always make order with disorder as human beings from the beginning of time, especially that we're indigenous people, and we know that Yahweh will be coming back because all white people are gone, and means that box of all our powers and all that power and knowledge will be opened up for us as well too when they're gone. So we'll be all right.
Yeah, I got a question. Would Hispanics be part of blacks?
How many crimes did you say happened? How many crimes did you say black people committed, Ham?
Not that
violent. In 2019, it was like 7,800 something. The number's like between 7,000 and 8,000
out of 41.6 million people. It ain't that much. Most of us don't commit crimes, man. Most of us follow order.
That was countrywide.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's on the
Violent,
FBI.
violent crimes means violent crimes, just to be specific.
Absolutely, violent crimes. Yeah.
Only
Okay.
2 crimes. We
Now,
murder more.
Yeah.
Now here's the
burglary.
thing. Here's the thing. We represent 30% of total violent crime, as 14% of the population.
Yes.
If that helps bring any clarity to the stat I shared.
It's the,
Absolutely.
right.
But I'm just trying to compare that to what I'm reading right here, which says that in 2022 it was 54,600 crimes recorded by the police in Luxembourg.
Okay, how many were violent? Just question. How many were violent?
Not 8,000.
700,000 people.
Yeah, do the balance.
Houston is bigger than Luxembourg.
And even still, I promise you, it's not
I'm
8,000.
sorry. Luxembourg people have the same culture. Most of them have the same religion, the same skin color. We can never be Luxembourg. They're a democratic monarchy. Okay, would they benefit from having? In fact, people act like they don't like monarchy. When you have a really good monarch, that shit actually is better than democracy. So we can never be Luxembourg, keeping this style of government that we have.
Yeah,
And
so
still had 54,000 crimes.
well, hold on. This was to Bean's point. Beans, it's not 40 million, brother. It's 4%. And yeah.
What's 40 million?
No, it's not. I'm looking at it right now.
I
Unemployment
said,
rate.
what's 40 million? What are you talking about?
Well, you said 40 million people don't work.
No,
No,
I said 40%.
40%, my brother. My bad.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
as you see right here, that's way off, brother. You're times 10, more than times 10 of what it actually is. Unemployment rate is 3.9%. And if you add in, I know they say the people that are no longer in the workforce, that's not going to be 37%, bro. Of people that's no longer in the workforce. So
Absolutely. So do you understand how the unemployment rate works? You do know that the unemployment rate does not count all citizens.
I literally just said it, brother. Even if you include the homeless people, and include the people that are no longer looking for work, bro, it's still not 40% of the people that's not working, bro. It's not. Adult,
Absolutely.
it's not, bro.
So which website would you accept? Would it have to be a .gov website? I just want to know.
I just pulled it up to you. Bureau of Labor Statistics, brother. That's I'm looking at it.
Share it, podcast, and I'll share it. Okay.
Yeah.
So what about? I just want to know if black demographics would that be something?
Where's black demographics getting it from?
Absolutely. That's why I asked the question. That's why I asked the question. So I won't.
Now,
I promise you, black demographics is not going to say that 40% of the country, brother, is not working.
They don't say that 40% of the country doesn't work.
Now here's the thing.
40% of black.
Well, here's the thing, really quick, in terms of black demographics. I'm saying if I'm not speaking for you directly, I understand. We accepted it when Kevin Samuels used it as a baseline.
Mm-hmm.
So is it viable still or no?
Well, if he was saying that 40% of the country doesn't work, I know something's not right. If it says
Okay,
that,
but
why you keep saying 40% of the country? 40% of blacks, brother. And the black geodemographics is a credible source.
But Miss Fantastic, you remember Mr. Samuels used to.
They get their stats from .gov and stuff or whatever. That's why I say that.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Yeah,
but you realize that includes women too, right?
What do you mean? Yeah, it's all people.
40% includes women too.
Yeah, but even still, no, there's still not 40% of black people that are unemployed, brother. No, this is not. No, your poverty, yes. Now poverty, I think you're mixing up poverty stats.
No, I'm not. I'm not. That's what I'm trying to get you to realize. The stat includes housewives. It includes people that's retired, homeless.
Share the stat, and we can pull it up just like we did for Miss Fantastic.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get my research from one place. So I have research that shows,
and then we can talk through it with a tangible example.
Hamp, listen to what I'm saying. I have more. You go to black demographics, it will show you that 40% of black men and 40% of black women don't work. Right?
Can you share that? I'm interested to see it. That's all.
Anywhere, bro. I just can't. I've never even heard that stat say that.
Let's try to find it. Yeah. I got a question for Trigger Mike and Mr. Fantastic. This would be a 2-minute. Where do you think Beans and Ali are correct?
I think they are correct in what happens after. I think they're skipping the suffering part. What tends to happen, and this is the weirdest part about it. I tried. We made it a black thing. We didn't take it away from the black thing, but we're talking about black people. Black people are human. I don't believe that black people are inherently worse or more violent, or we're not inherently anything. We're the first people on Earth. We're the first human genome ever recorded on Earth. Everything comes from us. So all of human nature, we embody the best. Eventually, we will tire of the BS. We will tire of seeing women and children dead. The man in small groups will band together and realize anybody who's ruining the structure of what we're trying to, we will move away from them and defend our territory, and people will move in to be around the more functional and competent men. But that shit is going to take a very long time. So I think they're right on what happens after the suffering. Just can't.
Your argument, Trigger Mike.
Go ahead up. Now,
Well,
Ali
yeah.
butted in. Ali butted in.
I have one question for Trigger Mike. You don't think black people already tired at the top of shit like this?
And so, Mr. Fantastic, you have 70 seconds.
We basically said the same. We know the way.
Wait. Ali. Now he got 80 seconds. Ali.
Yeah, well, I can make it quick. Listen, again, no, he didn't change his argument at all. He didn't change his argument. Again, he asked a specific question. Y'all got to follow the thing, man. Just like
I asked them, Ali. I asked them what do
What
they
did he agree
agree
to
with and what you guys said.
So we got it.
But if they agree with that, we wouldn't even be having a conversation right now.
Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Agree to certain parts of it and not the whole. Again, I think we're missing each other here.
Go ahead, Mr. Fantastic. The time will start when you actually start on the question.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I'm actually with you guys. Black men are phenomenal. Black men are very resilient. Black men are very creative and ingenuous. I don't know. It's ingenuous. I don't know how to fucking say that. That's not a word. But either way, we are creative and we're very capable of making something out of nothing. Like Trigger Mike said, eventually, can we get to this to where we're at a point of thriving and being the best of the best and making this shit work and everything clicking on all cylinders? Yes. But like he said, man, looking at our current condition and understanding what we have to overcome from a mental standpoint, from a programming standpoint, indoctrination, all these different things, so on and so forth, it's going to take time. And again, using Bean's own point, bro, 4 million people that's not a drop in the bucket, man. If you're saying off rip, and I agree to those numbers somewhere around that, you're gonna have to just get rid of 4 million people and just let them die, or even worse. We talking about putting the men in the room with the women and making people listen, bro. That's not gonna be an easy task. And I don't think I think we brush over that, and it seems real movie-ish and real easy TV show-ish. But bro, in real life shit, bro, that's hard times, and that's the only thing we point out, man.
So I shared my screen with you.
I'm about to share Beans, but
no,
same thing, man. I don't think y'all told the error. Y'all told Trigger Mike talking about errors. Your man on your team got the errors missing. He talking about killing, and you don't have to do that. We got so much structures that now black moms and families gonna be okay because we own the black we own the jailhouses now, so mom's gonna be okay. Somebody's sister or somebody is gonna be working there and stuff like so. Things gonna be more okay with the jails. There's gonna be a different structure with jails. Different mental offices, different what's that? The courthouses is gonna be different. The way you go through the courthouse system is gonna be different. So we're gonna have things for the people that's like he's saying that we gotta kill. There's gonna be things in place for them. They definitely gonna get disciplined. It's just gonna be viewed different because as blacks, we have the structure and the resources now.
Yeah, I'm gonna share it for sure. But what I want to hear is I got a same question for you and Ali. What do you guys agree with the two brothers on the bottom more. Pause. Damn.
There will be some issue. There would be issues in the initial stages, and when if we're all white people take removed, there's going to be some initial challenge. We're going to have a lot of challenges at first. We agree.
Violence.
Violence too.
Would violence increase?
Initially, I believe it would.
Okay. How about the infrastructure? Would it fail to an extent?
To an extent, everything will be impacted to an extent.
Okay.
We got to rebuild.
Beans, you have any other things you agree with them on aside from that? Those couple. That's like a similar point, I guess.
Agree with Ali.
Okay. Beans, share this here. Beans, you want to go over it?
Yeah, I was gonna do it individually, but then I just realized I don't have to. So this is Bureau of Labor Statistics. Is that a good enough website for y'all? .gov.
Yeah.
Okay. Chart 1, labor force participation rates by race and Hispanic or Latino ethnicity, 2021 annual averages. Total 61.7%. So what does that leave?
It's talking about
Please answer my question before you try to give me a soliloquy. What does that mean?
Brother, you're misreading the data.
Okay,
wait, hold on.
Please answer my question before you.
Can I answer the question? Please? Goddamn. Does it not? I'm asking.
Wait. Hold on now. I not a question with a question.
No. What I'm saying is, does this represent the entire workforce or all Americans? Because all Americans aren't of working age. That's what I'm saying.
So you're trying to see what this encompasses, Mike.
Is this all Americans? Because 0 to 18 or 0 to 16 doesn't work. So is it saying that of working age, 61.7% are working, or all Americans, 61.7% of them are working age?
You know what? I changed my vote. I agree with y'all. We're not gonna be able to make it work because shit like this. Because if I was a white person, I believe without a shadow of a doubt, you would expect me to answer my question before you gave your
so my question wasn't valid.
Hell no.
Just answer the fucking question. What's left?
So I can't ask for clarification.
Absolutely, but you're asking me to. Can you ask a question when I'm looking for an answer to mine? Where's the respect at?
I can't answer your question without clarification.
You can't tell me what's left from 61.7. Yes, you can.
Okay,
you can tell me what the number is.
39.3.
39.3.
What that number is?
39.3. Yeah, is left.
God fucking damn, man.
Keep going, Beans. Keep going. Go ahead.
So that's 40%. I know it's a fucking markup of about a 1%, but it is.
Of what? 40% of what?
Labor force participation rates by race. This means they aren't taking out age. They're talking about every motherfucking body that works in that race, regardless of age.
And what is this point exactly proving?
That 40% of the fucking country don't work.
Did I say this?
Now we finna play dumb. See what I mean? Now we act like that wasn't said on the panel.
What did I say? I don't know why this is relevant. I didn't say anything.
Well, I'm saying it.
Damn.
I'm saying it.
It's a fantastic sense.
I'm saying.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't say any of this shit.
Well, I'm saying it. Well, I'm saying this. 40% of the country not working, bro. That's again. That's why I need to see the information that's on top so we can understand what it's actually saying. But it's just not accurate. 40% of the country not work by every race. There's no way that's correct, bro. Because you look at this,
correct because it includes women. That's what I'm trying to get you to realize too.
Even still,
you take the women out, the number would increase. Fantastic. That's what I'm trying to get you to realize. So it includes women too. So you got a lot of housewives. You got people who own businesses, right? This is labor force participation rates. So it's not controlling the motherfuckers who own businesses and all that other shit like that. It's just talking about people who actually fucking punch a clock and work a 9 to 5.
Yeah, but okay, I got you then. So that makes sense because hold on, because that doesn't count for entrepreneurs. That doesn't count for business owners.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. All right, well, you didn't clarify that, brother. So again,
I said motherfuckers who work.
Hold on, let me see. But this is what I'm saying. A person that owns his own business works. He just doesn't work for somebody else, so he would still add to those numbers. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you're being disingenuous. That's why we're telling you that the data matters. So if it's only counting people that clock in, it's not counting the people that still account and add to taxes and work, but they work for themselves or they work for a private company or so on and so forth. It just doesn't count that. It only counts the people that are working in, you know what I'm saying, those things. So that's why we was trying to get the information on the data.
But I think it would also
30%
represent
is too
the
high.
disabled and the retired. We got a lot of think about it. When they say 26% of black women are married, a large group of them are baby boomers. That means a lot of baby boomers are
Yes.
still alive.
Huge.
So a lot of baby boomers are retired now. So it'll probably go up or down as they die off. But yeah, I could believe that there's a large fucking amount of baby boomers that aren't working anymore. There's a lot of disabled too that get a check. They can't work. They got cancer, whatever. That shit's getting prevalent now. So I could believe
according
that.
to New Hampshire Employment Security.gov, the labor force refers to persons in the labor force who are those in civilian non-institutional population age 16 years and older who are employed or are unemployed and seeking employment. So again, this is why we're talking about, when I said work, we're talking about people who are employed, right? So those people who are employed, 40% of the country is not employed. That's what I said. Is there anybody who's willing to utter the words? Damn, Beans was correct. He was giving us the correct information.
I didn't make any contrary argument. This is not my fight.
Absolutely. I just want to make sure we were still on the Beans can't never be right part. That's cool.
But what did I say to make you? I didn't even know why you brought that statistic up, bro.
Mike. So here's where I'm it
was Beans and fantastic argument.
Listening.
Fantastic on do some more research.
You can't sit back now and say, well, it wasn't my argument because you asked for clarification on the stats in the first place.
I thought he sounded like he was talking directly to me. Yeah, I made no point about the labor force at all.
Somebody says, no, you're wrong. Listen, this,
you know what I mean?
And you know why? And that's a good point. And you know what I'm gonna tell you, women are working.
Well, it's not.
We're using stereotypes and we're just living off of that. That's the problem. That's why we're trying to say, like, when y'all using this, when y'all spoke about disorder, you were using a certain demographics that they use to equate to all black people. You weren't going off the actual factual data of what most people would do, and they demonstrate that law-abiding citizens.
That's a reach.
How? So where did you get this?
I told you. Hold on. I said it out in plain English.
You're not even letting me finish. So what are you using to demonstrate that we would go in disorder immediately? Like people would just start.
So I thought I explained that shit. I thought I explained that shit plainly because I said I'm not using labor force statistics. I'm using human nature. I said I wanted to take the shit off of black people entirely. I'm talking from a straight up military perspective and desperation and scarcity. That's it. We are human beings first. When
debunked that,
all of that stuff,
you said scarcity,
right?
Yeah.
After they're gone, we would have an abundance.
Absolutely.
No. So remember, Ali, I said this is the way it's gonna go down. Yes. The people. So you got to think we are assuming that people are inherently good. What it actually is, broken down scientifically, people are inherently mischievous. Yes. A person with the same way we have crime now, and there's crime in every ethnic group, there's gonna be somebody with a gun. Somebody with a group of dudes is going to say, well, if I take all this shit for myself, I can sell it to these people and get them to do what the fuck I want to do. So this person is going to try to take over. And this shit, it's in the Bible. It's in the Quran. In every book, somebody tries to usurp and create their own establishment of kingship.
Yeah, absolutely. Trigger Mike. This
is... Stop saying it's in the Quran, it's in the Bible. Hold them out. Do it happen here? Did it happen here? So if it happens all the time, it's gonna happen. But like I said, we taking over, it's gonna be jails, guns, structure, classism, and all that. It's gonna be all that to separate the people that's scarcity, whatever, or just are those type of people. There's gonna be classism. I think that's the biggest word in this little debate right here. The classism. Yes, they is so yes, it's gonna be turmoil. It's turmoil today with white people. So now the percentage would it go lower? I agree it will go lower. I definitely agree that it will go lower. Because everybody will have an understanding. It's not too many mixed cultures involved. Majority people is on the same page. So yes, it'll be less violence and a lot of it's gonna be a lot of abundance of resource. So the crime will go down. The scarcity would be at a low minimum, bare minimum, and it's gonna be classism.
This is what we would concede to that. The problem is, I want you to give me the real world scenario where one demographic of people are just gone, but everything else is left in place. The entire infrastructure is left in place. Can you please give me a real world example of when that has ever happened?
Afghanistan.
I'm on the side that
Afghanistan.
Just did that.
Okay, explain to me how it happened. So who was there and then who left?
So America's well, it'll be the inverse, but you know what I'm saying. So America's which inhabitants or whatever Afghanistan, and we pulled out, right? You see, because we were there, and even though it's not our place, you had a group of people that ran that country illegally or under an iron fist, right? A terrorist group. When we left, the terrorist group took back over, and the people were in immediate fucking turmoil and you know, going back to law and all those different things. Mind you, again, we were the minority there, and we were the visitors. But just putting us out as the visitors and the minority, it created all kinds of fucking chaos. Okay, to the point of you had Afghani people falling off the fucking wings and falling to their deaths from fucking American airplanes trying to escape.
That's not his point, though.
That's the example.
Right.
Okay?
So here's the example
so that right there, in a very, very small thing, imagine this now on a whole bigger country, because shit, America's probably shit, I don't know how many times bigger than Afghanistan, and population wise, even bigger.
So it is. I understand why you're using the example, but it doesn't fit, right? And the reason why is because you're talking about a place where you're saying there were people in power, right? They were put in power, absolutely, right? And then you saying we went over there, we did whatever we did, and then when we pulled out, the people, the terrorists or whatever who were in power, they took back over, and they took over what they were already doing. They didn't take over what we left behind. What we're literally talking about right now is that we already have an entire infrastructure in place.
No, they actually did take over what we left behind.
So now,
well, then that means when we were over there, we were terrorizing people too. Then that means we were the terrorist group over there, and then we left and left it with other terrorists.
I mean, it's no real liberation. We can go along with that, but again, still, our former terror was safer for the people there, and it upheld more order than the fucking terrorist group.
Got you. But the point is that the difference over here is that you don't consider that's what we're doing over here, right? You don't think that the power structure over here, the power base, is terrorizing, right?
No,
not over here in America. Okay, right. Because like you said earlier, that you don't believe there's a foot on the neck or any of that anymore, right? Right.
No.
So what we're saying is that foundation and that infrastructure that is in place is already there. And it's already a bunch of niggas working in that infrastructure, in those positions of power, by the way, but also of an influence and working knowledge of how things go, right? So what we're saying is those people won't be removed. Those people who are already in power then will be able to choose other people to say, okay, we need to get you in here. We need to get you in here. You're going to be deputized as this. You're going to be deputized as that, and just start filling in where we need to be filled in at. Not only that, because we won't be overseeing 300 some million people, we'll only be overseeing maybe 38 million people, right?
Okay.
I think the task becomes that much easier to do.
Hey,
So
Sugar Mike.
Well, it's only
yes, the task will be much easier. What Beans and Ali saying is I get they understand that's going to be a little turmoil, but they saying at a minimum, and Trigger Mike is saying it's going to be at a larger scale. Regardless, is we all agree that it's going to work though, right? Can we all agree that it will work?
Hey, Helm, what about
Yeah.
the Kings, the Zions? I'm not gonna go to the is part. Look what happened with them when they finally got resources and everything, and got a whole country, and they're supposedly dismantled. And not saying they're the real ones, but they were all over the world. As soon as they got resources and certain power infrastructure, why we keep using countries that were invaded or taken over, and they regress.
Even every country that you want to name is under an established culture and religion. That's their guide. Do we have that here? I don't think we have one. We're going to suffer from that. We don't. We're gonna suffer from that. But the other reason is because my mind is very. I'm thinking about enterprise in general. So let's say white people are gone. The majority of enterprise is gone with them. They're the majority. We don't have the contracts with other countries who import, export. We can't build materials to export shit. So it being everything you're saying, like I said, is utopian. It will happen after a time, after a very long time.
Airplane.
Wait. So just say we will get invaded and dominated, but don't make it seem like we can't create something here that we will all be.
That I have.
But that'll be the first
farmer healer.
I agree with you on that, fantastic.
Builder, farmer, healer, warrior. I don't even think we have the skills among us to maintain this curve infrastructure that we have.
No, we don't.
When Mr. Fantastic mentioned nuclear, gone, done. We don't have any. I don't know any black nuclear, unless in the Navy. A few. We can't uphold the power plants. There will be no lights.
Yeah, your energy determines.
You think that's what's going? Look at what you're saying, bro. You're trying to, again. This is what we doing. We got rid of the white people so the internet don't work no more. It's like, come on, fam.
It really doesn't, though. It really doesn't. That's what I'm trying to.
No, it doesn't, bro. Like, wait, the lights. Okay, how do we man nuclear power plants without the people who go into those jobs, the technicians that go into those jobs?
Yeah, and then there's several different people. You have the monitors, you have the people that control it. You have the, you know what I mean? It's the people that are emergency people that if something go wrong, the people that report to that. And then
hold on.
Are those facilities built to need thousands of people to run them or dozens?
Man said, who runs the infirmary? Who's gonna run the infirmary? Obviously a black person. Whoever work in the infirmary now as a black person, when the white people leave, the black person will take over. You act like it's not black people next to the white people and the things that they are creating, transporting, writing up. It's just once they remove, they always have family members. So that's why the black person never take the spot. But if they're gone, black person just he know everything.
A nuclear power?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hundreds at least. Not maybe not.
I'll give you hundreds. Are some of those hundreds black? Yes or no?
Very few, but no, black people don't predominantly go into those.
See what I'm saying? The question was,
black. Hold on. Black men work in public administration. That is our field. The same way so you know what it is in America? America is like that goddamn it show. What's that show? Avatar, The Last Airbender. You know how there's nations, the Fire Nation. Black men predominantly work in public administration. We work in transportation, the TSA. We work in public works and shit like that. That's where you will see a majority of black men.
But that's not what he asked you. Are they black men in those places that you're talking about?
We're asked though. This is what I'm saying. If you ask me a question, I'm gonna answer it, bro. How you asked it? My question was:
no, there aren't black men there.
Of those hundreds of
very few,
black,
very few.
No,
very few.
Yes.
In fact, the lowest number of anybody
that
there.
Means they understand how to operate the facilities, and they
no. They are not the engineer. They're the technician. Yeah. They don't know how to operate.
Most don't know how to operate it, bro.
Are you trying to convince us intelligent black people on this panel that there are no black engineers?
No, what we're trying to tell you is very few nuclear.
There are black engineers.
Even if it's one, that's all we need. I think Trigger Mike and Fantastic trying to be combative. Yo, bro, if it's just one black person working with a white window washer, once the white person leave, the black person already know how to window wash. He just don't take over. And then he hires somebody else and teach the other black person. And then that's how it goes. What you talking about? So when y'all saying very few and y'all explaining y'all explanation to the question, just answer the question.
On teams with
y'all stop trying to make your point with my questions. I got y'all point.
There are
just answer.
There are black engineers.
Absolutely.
Yo, Mike. Yo, Mike, you just said no a few minutes ago, bro. Like 5 seconds ago, you just say you want to be a smart guy and say no. Very few. Yes.
So, which means they understand how to run the facility, right? So the point is that we already conceded that there would be struggles, right? But again, we don't lose the internet, which means we don't lose the information, which means we don't lose the ability to train.
We lose the internet
function.
And let me be very clear. So hold on. Let me be very clear here, y'all, because this is more, like I said, utopian talk. If one of the things that people aren't clear about, and you know, people say this shit all the time. You tethers, why did you leave Africa? People leave where they don't get rewarded. All of the talent, the reason why all the smart Nigerians are here, because if Nigeria doesn't reward talented engineers and doctors, they will leave and go elsewhere. So we can't guarantee that the people that are smart, that are here, will stay. They will leave where their talent is rewarded. They will go anywhere else. But
moving this niggas on earth, bro. Now they ain't gonna stay and help out. Y'all just anything to say niggas ain't gonna get it together, bro. That shit is
or is that a fact? Do you think that the people with means will want to stay in a post-apocalyptic world to help out?
Is it apocalyptic?
Or will they want to maintain the status quo for themselves?
No.
They're gonna stay. They're gonna go back to do what? They gonna go back where they just left? No, they don't stay their asses here and get with the program, bro.
I'm doing y'all like y'all do me. I'm not answering that question.
Yeah, that's fine. No. They're gonna fucking leave.
It's not apocalyptic.
They're apocalyptic. If they're smart, they're gonna leave.
We literally have more water and more food. Literally.
Yo. Pitch Trigger Mike in a bathroom, man. What you're saying, African brother, Nigerian brother, is that you're only here for the white people to be in charge of the structure. That's what you're saying. And then if you're not saying that, you're saying it's gonna be apocalyptic. Brother, people just went somewhere else and we took over. What are you talking about? Yes, there's gonna be a little confusion, but enough to go back to Africa? Nah.
They're gonna leave.
Abundance.
Nobody wants to live in a dystopia. Especially if you have skills.
What are we telling you, man? Y'all, just because it's there, y'all keep missing this point, bro. People are going to take over those free things. All the white people disappear. Thanos snap. The houses, the trucks, the stores, or whatever. You're gonna have cells and groups of people, bro, that turn into their own little militias. And hey, man, we own this shit. We own this shit. If you want some of this shit, you gotta.
And that's what was my first point in the beginning, man? Why are we just taking out white people? We can't just take out white people and then we talk all black. I know the science rule, one drop, you're black, but no. It gotta be like 80%, 75%, bro. Gotta be 80, 75.